Hey, Steve.
Yeah, Mike.
Do you need to send a creepy card?
Absolutely.
Perhaps to your boss to threaten his life unless he gives you a raise?
What else am I gonna do?
Well, boo, dude! Get ready for a collection of the coolest cards you've ever seen!
Whoa!
I have 30 postcards in my all-new Goosebumps postcard book, and each one has a different Goosebumps cover on the front.
No way.
Collect them, swap them, or send them to your favorite monster. Yours, Ghoulie, Curly.
Oh, Curly.
I'm not Curly. Who's Curly?
He looks like the...
Well, that's the hand from Don't Go Into the Base, Stay Out of the Basement.
Yeah.
But who's Curly?
Dunno.
Slappy's the dummy from Night of the Living Dummy.
Yes.
Sorry, guys, in the back of the book, there is an ad for, actually, I think I had
postcards.
this. But it was a postcard book, and I think I actually had this book.
So you can just send it to people, whoever you want?
My favorite part is collect them, swap them, or send them to your favorite monster. Send them to your favorite monster is pretty much the only of those three things that you can actually perform because it's a book of 30. Every book has the exact same 30. You can't collect, I mean, you could collect more of the same ones, I suppose.
Yeah, I got 5.
I got 5 of all of them! Or you could swap them, but it's like, yeah, I'll trade you something beneath the sink for a deep trouble. Now I have 2 deep troubles. I've collected 2 deep troubles. But like, why the fuck would you want to do that? The only reason I can see buying another book is if you've sent all of your Goosebumps.
Yeah, or if I send Deep Trouble, and I want your lawn gnomes, and I don't have my lawn gnomes.
Because you sent it to somebody else. I guess so, but it seems like you're causing complexity on your own. But anyway, if you want to buy the Goosebumps postcard book, it's coming to a bookstore near you in copyright 1995.
So prepare yourself.
Hop right on that real quick.
Everything comes back.
Everything comes back around. Now I'm gonna give that a Google or a Yahoo search or a Bing or
Let's give it a Bing.
We'll give it a Bing later. And I'm gonna see if I can find it on like Amazon or Etsy or eBay. Chapter 12. Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Mike.
I'm Steve.
And happy Halloween, and this is Going to Bed with Mike and Steve. We are currently reading Egg Monsters from Mars by R.L. Stine, Goosebumps book number 42, and we are on chapter 12. Oh, look out! Ah! And stupid sheepdog ran in front of my bike just as I started down the driveway. I jammed on the handbrake. My bike squealed to a sharp stop and the shoebox nearly toppled off the handlebars. Stubby, you moron, I shrieked. I hate his name, Stubby.
Stubby.
Who names that? Like that, first, it just sounds
Stubby.
like, it sounds like a mean name for a short-limbed individual. But like, you buy a dog and you're like, it just sounds like an insult. It's like, hey, shithead. I'm naming my cat Shithead and my dog Punk Fuck.
Hey,
Punk Fuck Idiot Face. Dog and cat. Hey, shithead, Punk Fuck Idiot Face. Time for dinner. Those were good names I came up with.
Very good.
If you ever need help naming
clever.
your children, Steve,
I will,
please. You know where to find me. The dog loped off across the backyard, probably laughing to himself. Yeah, probably. The dog is probably laughing to himself. I think Stubby gets a real thrill by tripping me up whenever he sees me.
Yep. Gets his adrenaline
It's
pumping.
probably that evil dog from the beginning of the Goosebumps television show episodes that has the evil, yellow eyes. I waited for my heart to stop thudding in my chest, then I steadied the shoebox on the handlebars. I started pedaling along the street, steering with one hand, keeping the other hand on top of the box. The scientists at the lab have got to know what this thing is, I told myself. They've got to. I usually speed down my street, but this morning I pedaled slowly. I stopped at each corner to make sure no cars were coming. I tried to steer away from bumps in the street. But my street has a lot of potholes. Each time I hit a bump, I could hear the egg creature bouncing inside the carton. Just don't bounce out, I thought. I pictured it bouncing out of the box, dropping onto the street and being run over by a car, innocent bystanders being splattered in the face and body by my essence. I stopped to balance it better on the handlebars, and then I began pedaling slowly again. Some kids from school were starting up a softball game on the playground on the next block. They called to me. I think they wanted me to join the game. Nope! I've got better things to do. I've discovered masturbation.
Sorry, guys.
Yes. Sorry, guys.
I'll see you, later.
I'll see you at school.
Maybe.
As I turned the corner onto Denver, a city bus roared past. The whoosh of air from the bus nearly knocked me over. Yeah, you were way too close to the side of the street. As I steadied the bike, I saw the lid push up from the shoebox. The egg creature was trying to escape!
No!
I grabbed the box and tried to push down the lid. I pedaled faster. The lab was only a block away. The creature pushed up against the lid. I pushed back. I didn't want to crush it, but I didn't want it to escape either. I could feel it bouncing inside the box, pushing up against the lid. I kept my hand on the lid, struggling to hold it down. A station wagon filled with kids rumbled past. One of the kids yelled something to me. Boy, they were describing an awful lot of the cars that go past. Then it was a 2006 Miata being driven by a middle-aged librarian-looking woman. She had a rolled-up yoga mat in her back seat, as well as a couple of boxes. I wasn't sure whether the boxes were coming and going. Was she moving into a new house, or had she been fired earlier that day and was having to bring her desk's worth of supplies home? Then, following that, oh, a beautiful red 2000 Taurus Ford. It was being driven by
none other
than Chapter 13! Oh, God. I was concentrating as hard as I could on keeping the egg creature inside the box. I rolled through a stop sign. I didn't even see it. Luckily, no cars were approaching. Yeah, thank God. Whew. The lab came into view on the next corner. It was a white shingled building, very low, only 1 story tall, but very long, with a row of small square...
About 100 feet long, precisely.
Yeah, it had its concrete foundation was roughly waist high. I'd say about maybe 3 feet 3 inches
Probably
tall.
constructed in the 76.
1976, it seemed, based on the architectural design.
Mm-hmm.
With a row of small square windows along the front. It looked like a very long train car. I bumped up the curb and rode my bike onto the grass. Then I grabbed the shoebox with both hands and hopped off. The bike fell to the ground, both wheels spinning. Gripping the box tightly in both hands, I ran across the front lawn, up to the white double doors in front. I found a doorbell on the wall to keep, to the right of the doors. I pushed it again, kept my finger on it. Bam, bam, bam. When no one came to the door, I tried the knob. Pushed, then pulled. No, the door was locked. I tried knocking. I pounded as hard as I could with my fist. Then I rang the bell again. Where was everyone? I was about to start pounding again when I saw the sign on the door. A small hand-printed black and white sign that sent my heart sinking. It read, "Closed Saturdays and Sundays."
No.
Oh boy. Chapter 13.
Oh boy. What's happening next?
I rode home. Here's a list of all the cars that I saw on my bike ride
Saw a minivan.
Winnebago.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Pickup truck. Then one of those
Toyota.
big 18-wheeler trucks. It was going to the supermarket. I could tell because it had the supermarket logo on the side.
Couple of cars I couldn't really identify.
They were going by real fast, and anyway, chapter 14. Chapter 13. Oh, chapter 13.
13. The 13th chapter.
I let out a long sigh and shoved the box under my arm. I was so disappointed. What was I gonna do with this weird egg creature now? Shaking my head unhappily, I turned and started back to my bike. I was halfway across the grass when I heard the front door open. I turned to see an older man in a white lab coat. He had shiny white hair parted in the middle and slicked down on the sides. His mustache was salt and pepper. He had pale blue eyes that peered out at me from his pale, wrinkly face. His smile made his eyes crinkle up at the sides. "Can I help you?" he asked.
Hello.
Yeah, I stammered. I raised the shoebox in front of me and started back across the grass. I could feel the egg creature bouncing around in there. "Is that a sick bird?" the man asked, squinting at the box. "I'm afraid I can't help you with that. This is a science lab. I'm not a vet."
I'll tell you what it's not. It's not a chicken.
No, it's not a bird, I told him. I carried the box to the doorway. My heart was pounding. For some reason, I felt really nervous. I guess I was excited about talking to a real scientist. I respect and admire scientists so much. Also, I was excited about finally finding out what hatched from the weird egg, and finding out what I should do with it. Kill it. Kill it now!
Oh my god!
The man smiled at me again. He had a warm, friendly smile that made me feel a little calmer. Well, if it isn't a bird in there, what is it? He asked softly.
Couldn't be anything.
Couldn't be anything else. There is not a single thing other than birds.
Humans and birds.
Humans, birds.
Fact.
Is it a vegetable?
No.
Well, if it isn't a bird in there, what is it? He asked softly. Oh, sorry. Well, if it isn't a bird in there, what is it?
Then what else could it be?
I was hoping you could tell me, I replied. I shoved the shoebox towards him, but he didn't take it. It's something I found, I continued. I mean, I found an egg in my pants. An egg? What kind of an egg, son?
Well...
I don't know. There were two of them. They were very big. And
So I just kind of caressed them a bit.
They had veins all over them, and they kind of breathe. He stared at me. Eggs that breathe? I nodded. I put it in my drawers, you know, my underpants, and then it hatched this morning, and come in, son, the man said. Come right in. His expression changed. His eyes flashed. He
Yes,
suddenly looked
I know what this
very
is.
interested.
Clearly.
I have experienced throbbing eggs in my pants in my time as well. Let's get to the bottom of this. He was also a product of the public school system, so he's not quite sure what these eggs are either. He put a hand on my shoulder. He put a hand on my shoulder and guided me into the lab. I had to blink a few times and wait for my eyes to adjust to the dim light inside.
I blinked twice, 3 times, 4. 4 times I blinked.
All of these adults, though, is the same thing with Bailey City. Every time an adult invites them into a place that is not that they're unfamiliar with, these children are led into dark, dim corridors.
Yeah, it's not like,
these
hey,
people
welcome.
are just
It's
sitting
just like,
around inside without their lights on.
Come along, kids.
The walls were all white. I saw a desk and chairs, a low table with some science magazines on it. This was a waiting room, I decided.
Oh.
I decided
that that's what it is.
It was all very clean and modern looking. A lot of chrome and glass and white leather. White leather as opposed to black leather. The man had his eye on the box in my hands. He rubbed his mustache with his fingers. I'm Dr. Gray. Oh shit, it's Christian Grey!
It's Gray! Holy, oh my god.
50 Shades of Grey. Special eggs edition.
Excellent.
See, 50 Shades of Eggs?
Existential.
50 Eggs of Grey. There is not a good... It's not easy to work eggs into the title 50 Shades of Grey and make it sound...
50 Shades of Eggs.
50 Shades of Eggs. Hilarious. We're so good. I'm Dr. Gray, he announced. I'm the managing lab scientist here. I switched the box to my left hand so I could shake hands with him. I want to be a scientist when I'm older, I blurted out. Sorry. I want to be a scientist when I'm older! Oh, jeez. I could feel my face turning red. What's your name, son? Dr. Gray asked. Oh, Dana. Dana Johnson. I live a few blocks away. On Melrose. Melrose Place.
We can soften the G and make him Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre?
Dr. G.
Dr. Dre. Sure.
Sure, it's Dr. Dre now.
Dr. Dre. That's weird. I thought it's nice to meet. It's nice to meet you, Dana, said Dr. Dre. Straightening the front of his white lab coat, he moved to the front door. He closed it, locked it, and bolted it. That's weird, I thought. That's weird, I thought, feeling a shiver of fear, as you should. Why did he do that? This is the first sensible thing anybody's ever done in a Goosebumps book, is feel fear when an adult locks the door behind himself after inviting you inside. Then I remembered that the lab was closed on weekends. He probably bolts the door when the place is closed. Follow me, Dr. Dre said. He led the way down the narrow white hallway. Also, I apologize for my terrible Dr. Dre impression. It's not even remotely close. I followed him into a small lab. I saw a long table cluttered with all kinds of test tubes, specimen jars, and electronic equipment. Set the box down there, he instructed, pointing to an empty spot on the table. I set the box down. He reached in front of me to remove the lid. You found this in your backyard? I nodded. Back by the creek. He carefully pulled the... Oh, the creek? Well, why didn't you say so?
Well.
He carefully pulled the lid off the box. Oh my goodness, he murmured. And that's all we have time for tonight, boys and girls. More tomorrow from Egg Monsters from Mars by R.L. Stein. Good night, Steve.
Good night, Mike. Good night, everybody.